Live from Innovation Park on the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Tuesday, April 6th. Tonight, we'll tell you all you need to know about the Chauvin Trial, as well as updates regarding Pennsylvania's vaccination plan.
We also have more on last week's attack on the Capitol, along with entertainment, sports, and weather.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Zach Gershman.
And I'm Riley Curry.
The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has recently expanded its vaccination plan to Phase 1B, and Penn State University is encouraging all students and employees to get vaccinated. Phase 1B is open to individuals who are in contact with students, making majority of Penn State faculty and student workers eligible to receive the vaccine. Kelly Wolgast, the director of the university's COVID-19 Operations Control Center, said that with the planned return of in-person classes next semester, it's strongly encouraged to get the vaccine as soon as possible, as appointments will be filling up. The university is in talks with the Commonwealth about possibly becoming a vaccination site for students and employees.
Local state college homeowners raised concerns about the township's plan to develop new student housing across from the Thompson Woods Preserve. Residents are worried that the increase of traffic to the area will pollute the nature preserve. So far, the Township Council has been working with the community to find a balanced compromise. According to the township, residents have proposed environmental-friendly routes of travel that students can take from the development to campus to help protect the woods. The township has expressed their gratitude towards the community members for their suggestions about the new Aspens Heights development.
With the month of April being recognized as Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, UPUA and the Gender Equity Center are collaborating to host programming from April 5th to April 14th. One of the opening keynotes featured Rima Zaman, the author of I Am Yours. Her discussion was about her journey and how she turned her trauma and pain to a purpose. Some of the other events will be about highlighting workspace sexual violence, honoring survivors, and creating change within a community. The Gender Equity Center will be posting up-to-date information about the Sexual Violence Awareness and Prevention Week on their social media accounts at Penn State Gen EQ.
There's been 62 new cases of COVID-19 reported in Center County region as well as of April 2nd. 25 COVID-19 patients are currently being treated at Mount Nittany Medical Center. Since the start of the pandemic, 13,382 people have tested positive for the coronavirus in Center County. There's been a total of 1,033,400 cases across the state, according to reports. Over 74,000 Center County residents have been either fully or partially vaccinated. The statewide number of hospitalized COVID-19 patients has increased in recent weeks.
Coming up next, Kaylee Grew will bring you the latest in entertainment after this week's weather report.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good evening, I'm Dana Osgood with the Penn State Campus Weather Service, and here I have your PSN weekly forecast. Taking a look at our weather headlines for the week, sticking with those unseasonably warm temperatures, and we could take a look at that in a little bit. But if you've been paying attention, it has been quite above average these past couple of weeks, and we're going to keep with that trend for at least a little while longer. The end of the sunny days. Unfortunately, the wonderful week or two we've had of beautiful sunny days and cloudless skies is coming to an end, which is unusual. We usually have a lot more cloud cover here in the valley, but the sunny days have been a nice warm welcome. And the chance of rain steadily increases throughout the week and into the weekend, and we'll take a look at that in just a minute. So the first thing we want to take a look at is the temperature trend. We've had temperatures that are far above average than we usually have. Average for around this time of year is in the low 50s to high 40s, but we've been almost reaching 70 some days. So it's definitely something interesting to take a look at. It's something that we're really not used to, but I'm sure all the people lounging on the hub lawn really enjoy it. Taking a look at our future radar, Unfortunately, the sunny days are behind us. We have a system that's going to be coming through our area, bringing more consistent rain some days and more scattered showers on other days. So you'll have a little bit of a break from the rain with some more patchy clouds throughout the day. And once we move into the weekend, we have some more steady rain coming in on Sunday. You can see this kind of comma-shaped system that we have coming through our area Sunday afternoon and moving out of our area on Monday. So most of the story for this coming week is going to be scattered showers throughout the day and overnight. As for our rainfall outlook, a lot of the rain or the heavier rain is going to be centered in the western portion of the state and the central portion of the state later on. So you can see that we start to build up rainfall in State College, looking at around half an inch by Saturday night, and that really starts to build up into Sunday and Monday, ending with over 2 inches in Williamsport and Harrisburg, and around 1.62 inches in State College. That is a lot of water. For tonight, looking at a low of around 51 with a chance of rain showers overnight. And for tomorrow, looking for a high of around 69 with scattered clouds and a slight chance of a rain shower in the afternoon, but the percentage isn't too high on that. And taking a look at our 7-day forecast, the sunshine is behind us and the temperatures do dip down a little bit into Friday. So we're not reaching 70 like we are kind of in the middle of this week. So into next week, we're looking at around closer to average temperatures, though still above average into the low 60s to mid 60s. And we have scattered showers throughout most of the weekend into early next week. And it looks like we get a reprieve from some of the rain on Tuesday with just some patchy clouds. From the Penn State Campus Weather Service, I'm Dana Osgood. Have a wonderful evening.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Kaylee Grill with your entertainment update. Aaron Bose has officially been elected as Penn State's next student body president. Bose was elected alongside Vice President-elect and running mate Najee Rodriguez in an uncontested race for the executive ticket. For the second year in a row, both campaigning and voting for UPUA's election cycle was done remotely. A total of 3,307 students casted their votes on Wednesday, March 31st. This year was Bose's second year vying for the presidency. Bose has previously served in UPUA as an at-large representative, federal state liaison, UPUA faculty senator, and board of trustees liaison. Rodriguez has previously served as the UPUA representative for the College of Liberal Arts, a member of the President's Commission on LGBTQ+ Equity and Justice and Equity Committee Chair. Additionally, 32 at-large and academic representatives were elected to serve in UPUA's 16th Assembly. State College's beloved State Theater is starting to reopen its doors and allow for events to take place. Field reporter Kristen Jelli spoke to General Manager Carrie Kavanaugh about their experience with COVID in their line of work.
The fact of the matter is we were one of the first industries to shut down completely and are going to be one of the last to reopen.
After a year-long battle to COVID, an increase in indoor capacity is allowing the State College Theater to reopen.
Given the nature of what we do, we sort of need to run events at a certain capacity to really make them worthwhile to be able to do. For a while there, our capacity was approximately 50 people, and we really just can't make much profitable when you're working with those sorts of numbers.
Although no specific date has been set, Kavanaugh and staff are hopeful that national events will be hosted this summer in the State Theater. But for now, they're setting their eyes on smaller projects.
Start with some movies, local acts, make sure we have our protocols set, they're working well, making any adjustments we need to make, just making sure our staff and our community sort of feels comfortable and is understanding what a live performance looks like in this new world. And then hopefully if things go well, we can continue to welcome more and more people in, and that valve will continue to turn up, and hopefully before you know it, we'll have a full house again. That's really what we're looking forward to.
So what has like the general community response been? Are you guys expecting large turnout and engagement now that you are opening more publicly?
Yeah, like all things in COVID times, there's an element of the unknown, but I think if things continue on the positive track that they've been going, we're anticipating a pretty healthy public appetite to return to some sort of in-person event. I think when patrons come in, they'll feel very safe and comfortable with the protocols we put into place and the general atmosphere that we are providing for them.
The Student Programming Association hosted a virtual concert for singer and songwriter Kesha this past Friday at 8 p.m. The event was free for all Penn State students. In 2016, Kesha won Billboard's Women in Music Trailblazer Award and was one of Time Magazine's most influential people in 2018. She also recently released a cruelty-free makeup line known as Kesha Rose Beauty. At the concert, Kesha reiterated to her fans how much she missed performing on stage, revealing this was her first time playing music live with her bandmates amid the pandemic. Kesha brought the energy while performing famous hits such as Your Love Is My Drug, Praying, and Die Young. She closed the show with her original hit, TikTok, and a few tears, adding that she kept her show beer-free in honor of her student viewers. A royal expert author recently claimed Meghan Markle will likely not return to the UK, at least not if she can help it, says Anna Pasternak. The comments come in light of Prince Harry and Markle's bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey. The couple made claims against the royal family, with the Duchess suggesting their son Archie was denied the title of prince due to the color of his skin, and Harry stating his family members were trapped in the institution of the monarchy. Gayle King revealed on CBS this morning that Harry has talked to his brother and his father, but the word she was given was those conversations were not productive. However, they are glad to have at least started a conversation. Prince Harry will return to the UK in July to unveil a statue of his late mother, Princess Diana, with his brother, Prince William. That was your entertainment update. Stay tuned because after the break, Kelly Warner will bring you the latest from the world of sports.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need
Oh! Checking your fantasy league? Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I've just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia? Let's do it. What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year?
Huh.
The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's
Wow.
right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Oh,
Was it good?
oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Kelly Warner with your sports update. Penn State women's volleyball is headed to the NCAA Tournament for a 40th consecutive season. The 48-team field was released on ESPNU on Sunday, and the Nittany Lions received the number 13 seed and a first-round bye. Penn State will play the winner between Rice and North Carolina A&T in the second round on Thursday, April 15th at 10:30 p.m. The match will stream on ESPN3. All matches in the 2021 NCAA Championship will be played in Omaha, Nebraska. The Nittany Lions received an at-large bid to the NCAA Tournament after going 9-5 while playing a Big Ten-only schedule during the regular season. All 5 losses came to opponents that received a top 10 seed in the championship bracket. The Lions closed the season with 5 straight wins and were unbeaten in their final 14 sets, but have not played a match since March 20th. It will have been 26 days since Penn State's last match when the team opens play in the tournament. Penn State women's soccer celebrated Senior Day by steamrolling Maryland 6-0 on Saturday. The 6th-ranked Nittany Lions came in hot with 2 goals in the first 10 minutes and never looked back. Frankly, Tagliaferri finished the game with 2 goals and 4 assists, while Allie Schlegel added 2 goals and an assist. Rachel Wasserman and Peyton Linehan also scored, while Devin Olive, Sam Coffey, and Christian Schnurr all added assists. The Lions already clinched the Big Ten regular season title against Nebraska on March 28th. Penn State will host the winner of Thursday's meeting between number 4 seed Indiana and number 5 seed Michigan at Jeffrey Field on Sunday. Penn State men's basketball head coach Micah Shrewsbury is getting acclimated to his new home in Happy Valley. Shrewsbury recently gave insight into his plans to build up the basketball program during his introductory press conference. Field reporter Caroline Diaz has the story.
A confident leader and no stranger to the NBA, Penn State introduces Micah Shrewsbury as the 14th head coach of men's basketball. Eager to get the job done, Coach Shrewsbury held a press conference at the Bryce Jordan Center earlier this week, where he shared his vision for the team.
But we're going to keep that underdog mentality. We're going to keep that chip on our shoulder mentality, and I think you succeed in that way.
The Big Ten Conference has high hopes for Coach Shrewsbury that he will make Penn State a real competition for future championships. Coach Shrewsbury is looking to recruit from a variety of regions to seek out players who bleed blue and white and will make Penn State proud.
I think we need to have a base of where we recruit from. But, you know, when you have a school like Penn State, a name like Penn State, large alumni following and base, I think we can stretch our recruiting out to a lot of different areas.
A new head coach comes with other new additions to the faculty, who Shrewsbury describes as resilient, prepared, and detail-oriented. Fans raised some question about the program's transparency regarding the coaching transition, but Shrewsbury plans to rebuild trust in the program over time. Shrewsbury is described as a family man with great values, who holds the same energy and drive as the players. He's expected to get along well with Penn State basketball fans. He spoke on the significance of being one of 4 Black head coaches in the Big Ten, which he approaches with pride and honor. Reporting for PSN News, I'm Caroline Diaz.
The March Madness tournaments have come to an end, and there are 2 new national champions. The women's tournament wrapped up in San Antonio on Sunday night, with top-seeded Stanford beating out upset-minded Arizona 54-53 to win their first title in 29 years, and third for its legendary coach Tara Vanderveer. The men's tournament, even with a March full of upsets, ended with a championship between 2 number 1 seeds on Monday night, with undefeated Gonzaga taking on Baylor. What transpired was much less competitive than anticipated. The Baylor Bears went on to win 86-70, holding the Zags to a season low in points total, and the Baylor Bears didn't trail once the entire game. It's been 73 years since the Bears played in the national championship, but last night's win was the school's first ever title. Gonzaga ends its season with a 31-1 record, which means the 1979 Indiana Hoosiers remain the last team to have a perfect record. That was your sports update. This week, our interview anchor Claire Vokey spoke with Salah Alamadi, the president of the Operation Smile Club at Penn State.
Hi, everyone. This week I am here with Salwa Alatomy, and she is the president of Operation Smile Club here at Penn State, which I am so lucky to be a part of. How are you today, Salwa?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So the first question I wanted to ask is, what does your club do during a normal year?
So during a normal year before COVID, we would be meeting in person probably about once every other week-ish, give or take. And we would be having fundraisers in person. Everyone would be like kind of going together, and we would have big events such as like Rock the Smile and Until We Heal. So Rock the Smile is a fundraiser that we have downtown at Cafe 210 West, where basically we would like give raffle baskets and all that. And we would have Until We Heal, which would be like a big event in the hub that we would all be able to like go to and learn more about the conditions of cleft lip and cleft palate and why we're exactly fundraising. So we haven't been able to have those these past 2 years, but looking forward, hopefully.
Yes, same here. And the main question I wanted to ask you is, what is it like running a club during COVID?
I mean, in the beginning, it was like a complete culture shock. I didn't know what to do. I was like, this is my first year being president. And for me, it was just more like, okay, how can we still accomplish that goal of raising enough money? So definitely last spring when COVID hit the hardest was definitely the most difficult. I was still trying to have meetings and stuff like that. And we did have to essentially cut our semester a little bit short with Operation Smile. But this year we've been doing really well, meeting on Zoom about like every other week and still getting those fundraisers out there. So we still do the fundraisers, but we can't go in big groups like we used to before.
And has it been hard recruiting members? I know I'm on executive board, and it seems it's been kind of hard to do that.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think we've used social media more than we ever have before. I remember over the summer, I texted exec board. I was like, we're making a video, we're posting it on social media, and everyone had to send in their videos to put in together as one video. And I think before it was a lot of, okay, involvement fair, we're recruiting people. But I think a lot of it this year was word of mouth advertising on social media, trying to get people that way, just because we can't be meeting in person. And it's been harder, I would say, but I think that we rose to the occasion and we have recruited a decent amount of new members.
And I know this is a phenomenal cause and club because, I love being a part of it. What do you think is the main thing that we accomplished this year in the club?
I think the amount of money that we fundraised. I think that especially being virtual, we haven't been able to get together to send like care packages for the kids. And I think being able to still have fundraisers that are off campus and people can still like buy food, support small businesses during this trying time. And a part of the proceeds go to underprivileged populations that can't afford surgeries for cleft lip and cleft palate. Like, I think that's absolutely amazing. And we've also been able to become really close as a club, even though we're meeting on Zoom. We've been fundraising through different outlets, and I'm really proud of the creative ideas that we've all come up with.
I completely agree. And are you hopeful that clubs will be able to go back to more in-person events next fall? Hopefully for Operation Smile, we could do more in-person fundraising. What do you think that might look like?
I think especially since the vaccine is rolling out, I do have a lot of hope. I also know, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Penn State announced that they're going in person for the fall. So I feel like if we're able to have classes in person, that clubs, even if they're socially distanced, like everyone has to sit 6 feet apart, I do think that we can have more in-person programs going on. But I think that it's really all going to depend on if people want to receive the vaccine and vaccine distribution. I think if it keeps going at this rate, I do think there's a high chance that clubs will be meeting in the fall.
That's so great. And that's amazing that you're part of such a great organization and the president. That's amazing. And it's great that we could all come together and still raise money for this beautiful cause. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. It was great to hear from you, and have a great day. And I'm Voki, reporting for PSN News.
The trial of Derek Chauvin, the Minnesota police officer charged in the George Floyd death, has continued this week with more witnesses and police officials taking the stand. Included in that list was Minnesota Police Chief Nadaria Arradondo, who said in his testimony that Chauvin violated Minnesota's police policy. Another police official was Inspector Katie Blackwell. She oversaw the police training department and even named Chauvin as a field training officer, which is somebody who's paired with a junior officer out in the field. During the trials, both Arradondo and Blackwell said that kneeling on the neck of someone, the way Chauvin kneeled on George Floyd, is not something that they're trained to do. The trials will continue throughout the week.
U.S. Representative Matt Gaetz is under investigation after allegations arose of him having sex with a 17-year-old girl. Gaetz was elected as the representative of Florida's 1st congressional district in 2016. Since then, Gaetz's colleagues have come forward to say that the congressman often brags and shows nude pictures of women that he has had sex with. Two of Gaetz's colleagues have come forward to say that the politician has even shared sexual images of women on the House floor. Federal investigators are looking into Gaetz's sexual relationships with young women to determine whether the congressman has broken sex trafficking and prostitution laws. Gaetz claims that all allegations against him are false.
COVID cases are continuing to add up across the United States despite the rollout of vaccines. Just last week, there were an average of 64,023 cases per day. Michigan is experiencing the spread as hard as any other state in the country right now. As of this weekend, the 6 metro areas with the worst outbreak were in Michigan. In the southern and western parts of the country, COVID cases have been on a sharp decline, and the amount of testing is decreasing as well. In total, there have been 30.7 million cases, along with almost 555,000 deaths.
A U.S. Capitol police officer was pronounced dead this past Friday after a man crashed his car into a barricade outside the Capitol. Another officer was injured at the scene but survived the attack. Reports state that the driver crashed his car and then proceeded to exit the vehicle with a large knife. Capitol Police Chief Yogananda Pittman announced that the suspect didn't respond to the verbal commands given by the officers and continued to lunge at them with the knife. U.S. Capitol police officers fired shots at the attacker and killed him. Investigators are currently searching for motive behind the attack, but don't believe the incident to be terrorism related.
And that's all tonight for PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe at our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.